Dear Diary, you know that feeling you get when you go forest bathing? When the smell of the pine trees waft by and you hear the nightingale's song not so far away? It's the feeling of bliss and rejuvenation. It's energizing. A serotonin overload that makes you feel you can take on the world. That's me and him.
Hi beautiful souls, it's Tan here with another video in our Synastry series with Moon in the Houses overlay. And today we're going to be doing Moon in Partner's 9th house. So the diary entry earlier was written from the perspective of the house person and how they feel when someone's moon falls into their 9th house. And I have made a video introducing you to Synastry as well as a video guiding you through how to get a Synastry chart done between you and a particular person. So I'll post a link to those two videos up there in the description box below so you can check that out first if you're not familiar with Synastry, and then you can come back and watch this video. So the moon in a Synastry house overlay is showing a place in an area of life of the house person where the moon person would like to nurture into the core, into fruition. It's also showing a place where the two people are meeting up on a more unconscious level, acting out their more unconscious irrationalities, their fears, their insecurities, as well as their security needs. It's a place where the two are connecting more intuitively. So it's a place where they're meeting up at their heart rather than with the mind, the intellect, or even the ego. The 9th house is the house of our beliefs. It's our life philosophy that we've adopted based on our own personal life experience. It's the house of the higher mind. It's the house of joy. It's the house of travel and seeking and wanderlust. The moon person is generally, and this can be vice versa, very attracted to the house person's philosophies and how they came about living their life right now based on their past experiences, their beliefs. The moon person may feel that they can be themselves, and this can be vice versa as well, because the house person or the other person's way they live their life is coinciding with the other person's moralities and the belief of how life should be lived, their meaning of life, what that is. They're together, they are living a life together that is supporting the other person's meaning of life. Maybe the house person believes in the use of no plastic because we need to save the environment. And maybe the moon person feels most comfortable not using plastic as well because they do not feel comfortable when they do things that could harm the environment in any way. So when they're meeting up in this case, it's just very easy. There's a sense that the other person is a like mind. And when you feel that somebody is a like mind to you, it can make life much easier. The two people feel like they don't necessarily have to prove or to defend their life philosophies to the other person. You know how it can be really hard when you're with someone intimately and they just don't see eye to eye with you, and then you feel like you need to say things, or you need to justify your ideas in certain ways, and that can be really hard because naturally, as human beings, when we may try to prove our ideas to another person, to other people who don't see the same, the other person tends to have a bias put up, preconceived notions. They can come up and then the two people may butt heads. But we don't see that happening here. Unless, of course, as with all my videos, if the moon person's moon is maybe in a square to Pluto or in a square to Saturn, there can be a little bit of a way that the moon person may subtly, maybe in a more dogmatic way, try to persuade or influence the house person into thinking that the way that they should be thinking. Or if it's with Saturn, the moon person may or the two people may constantly have this vague sense that the other person is judging them and their beliefs, their philosophies, and that's not really nice. But unless that's happening, then this tends to be a really nice overlay. And sometimes with this overlay, the other person's culture that has sort of influenced their way of life actually enables the other person, whether it's the house or the moon, to be able to live out their life based on their beliefs. Generally, the moon person can kind of enhance the house person's perspective of the world and broaden their horizons to different cultures, foreign cultures, and things like that. And generally, the house person is going to have a lot of respect for the moon person's ponderings and the way that they have come up with their life philosophies. And if the moon person has a more Sagittarian nature, 9th house, 11th house type of nature, they're gonna love this because they are looking for somebody. They could be looking for somebody who is able to meet them on that more higher mind level, abstract higher mind level. The house person, because this is the house of Jupiter, by the way, Jupiter in Sagittarius rules the 9th house, so sometimes in a romantic relationship, the house person can really want to go big on the moon person. Maybe they want to make big gestures with the moon, especially if the house person has maybe some Sagittarius in their chart, some Leo, some Aries. They can want to do a lot in terms of showering the moon person with love and with affection and with joy, because this is the house of joy. And the moon person, the way the moon person expresses their emotions, most of the time actually brings joy to the house person, and the house person does not take it personally. They have a way of being able to cheer up the moon person. They may even go the distance with each other because the 9th house is the house of long distance travel. So they may, travel to the end of the world, especially with the house person, to be with the moon person. They may plan big trips together because it brings them joy. And they want to, the both of them want to feel like emotionally filled up. And this can be a really emotionally wealthy place to have someone's moon falling into another person's house. When they meet each other, they kind of feel more alive, more exuberant, more excited. So it's really emotionally prosperous and wealthy. So with other things being okay in the synastry, the two people generally want to foster and nurture each other's emotional growth. They want to expand the way that the two people can be able to feel. And a lot of the times our feelings and our emotions is coming from opinions or ideas or the knowledge that we gained or the experiences that we have. So through bringing more experiences to each other, they want to expand on each other's emotional spectrum. So the ultimate theme or purpose or goal of this overlay with the moon coming into another person's 9th house is to enable the house person to be aware of how their higher mind, their beliefs, their philosophies, their culture is going to emotionally affect the other person or other people. And hence, for them to develop more respect for other people's different perspectives and other people's different beliefs. So that is my take on Moon in Partner's 9th house. If you have this with a love interest or anyone in your life, do comment below and let us know what your experiences have been. If you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button below if you haven't. If you already subscribed, then thank you very much for coming along. I do birth chart readings, synastry, relationship readings. All the information is on my website. You can check that out. And yeah, I'll be back with another video really soon, beautiful souls. The next in the Moon series is going to be Moon in Partner's 4th house. I'll see you then. Bye!